Welcome back to Financial Management. My name is Miriam, and I'll be walking you through Lesson 3, Part 4, Opening an Account. We're going to talk today about two different things: when you shouldn't open an account and how to open an account. If you'd like, feel free to follow along and fill out the worksheet in your binder. You can also go to the computer lab and download the worksheets from Google Classroom and print them out. First off, let's talk about, are there times when you shouldn't have a bank account? Yes, there are actually some times when it might make more sense not to open an account. Your accounts can be frozen, or assets and money can be levied or removed and garnished from your account if you owe child support, student loans, or taxes. These events cause what are called derogatory marks on your credit history and will affect your credit score. We'll take a look at each of these one by one. Child support. So your bank accounts may be frozen if your child support account is more than 2 months past due, you owe more than $300, there is no incoming withholding order, and no payments have been received in 45 days. Or if the sum of all of your reported asset balances equals or exceeds $3,000. For student loans, the government technically has the right to freeze or seize the assets in your bank for loans in default. However, this is extremely rare. More often, they will garnish your wages, which means deducting money from your paycheck before it makes it to your pocket, or they will intercept your tax refund. Taxes. If you fail to pay your taxes or you go into debt with the IRS, they can seize your finances and assets. One of the most common ways that the IRS does this is with a bank levy. When this happens, the IRS freezes your bank account, which means that you can't take anything in or out, and then they eventually take the funds to cover the money that you owe. If you don't have enough money in your account to cover your full debt, they may then come after your wages, and if you own an apartment or house or car, they can come after your property as well. If the IRS has sent you a final notice of intent to levy, you have 30 days to request an appeal or hearing. Please note that the government will not call you. They always send letters. If you receive a phone call from someone saying they are with the IRS, this is a scam. Do not give them any personal information about yourself and hang up immediately. So these three situations can be really, really scary. We can help you with them. We have child support specialists on site to help you get in good standing with outstanding arrears and to file for downward modifications to lower your monthly amount. If you have student loan debt, we also have specialists on site who can help you get your loan out of default status and set up an income-based payment plan. If you have tax debt, we can provide referrals to help you handle that situation. All of these debts can negatively impact your credit and make it harder for you to find housing. So the sooner we can help you, the better. See a member of the education and training team as soon as possible for an appointment to help you with child support, student loans, or tax debt. Or you can reach out to Charisse Lazara directly. She travels to all three Doe Fund facilities, and you can also reach out to her by phone or email. Her contact information is on this slide. Okay, so let's say you're not handling any of those issues right now and you feel ready to open an account. What are your next steps?
Checking accounts let you pay bills, write checks, transfer money, and of course, spend it. Here's everything you need to know about opening an account that's right for you. First, figure out what you need your checking account to do for you. Determine if you want to earn interest, write checks, or need access to a wide network of ATMs. If you like something more personalized, consider a traditional brick-and-mortar bank. But if you like the convenience of banking from your computer or phone, an online account might be a better fit. Some traditional banks charge a monthly maintenance fee on checking accounts. Often, the fee is waived if you hold a minimum balance or have a check directly deposited in the account. Many online banks offer free checking accounts, but some charge overdraft fees and require minimum opening deposits. When applying in person, you'll need a form of ID like a social security number, driver's license or passport, and proof of address. For joint accounts, both parties will need to show their identification. Keep in mind that for online accounts, you will be required to provide a signature either electronically, at a branch, or by fax or mail. For more tips on opening a checking account, visit GoBankingRates.com.
As we talked about previously, you'll want to do research to figure out which bank or credit union is the right one for you and which of the accounts they offer is the right one for you. Once you've made your decision, you can get started with your application. If you're going to go open an account in person, most banks require 2 forms of ID, such as a social security card, driver's license, state ID, passport, or birth certificate. If you're applying online, you'll need to supply your social security number, date of birth, and the number of a government-issued ID, like a driver's license. Then you'll need to prove your address. Often they'll ask for a lease or a utility bill with your name and address. As we talked about previously, many accounts have a minimum opening balance. Typically, a minimum opening deposit for a basic checking account is between $25 and $100, although it may be higher for interest-bearing accounts. If you open your account online, you can pay with a credit card, debit card, or electronic transfer from a savings or checking account at another institution. Then you'll need to actually fill out the application. You can do this either at the institution's website or at a branch location in person. After you submit everything, the institution will review your information. Typically, they'll run a special credit check that provides information on your past banking history to determine whether to approve your account. If you're approved, you should receive documents that have your new account number and routing number, as well as other important account information. Setting up direct deposit. As we talked about before, one good way to avoid monthly fees is to have your paycheck directly deposited to your account. If you have chosen an account that requires direct deposit or simply want to take advantage of this convenience, you'll need to talk to the payroll department at your employer to get this started. As a trainee, your paycheck is directly deposited onto your ComData card. You cannot have your current trainee paycheck directly deposited into a different bank account, but we strongly encourage you to think about getting direct deposit once you get an outside job. Now take a moment to think about your next steps. Do you need to gather more forms of ID? Do you have questions about your child support status? Are you saving up for your opening deposit? Think about what you need to do next to move forward in your banking journey. Thanks for watching this video. To get credit for this assignment, go back to Google Classroom and the assignment question and write a few sentences explaining what your next steps are in terms of opening an account.